Hi there. My name is Kelly Carlson, and I'm going to be speaking about counseling at-risk teens in the digital environment. For those of you who don't know me, I've been with the district for about 9 years, most of which were at Centaurus High School. I started out as a native language tutor, then moved into the counseling department as community liaison. Being surrounded by counselors, I developed a great passion for school counseling, and that's when I went back for my master's. I was a counselor at CHS for 3 years before taking leave after my daughter was born. I had really not planned on returning and actually resigned from the district just months prior to starting my work with Boulder Universal. And so now I have just completed my first year in the online world. That being said, I do not claim to be an expert in this field, and I know that many of you have been dabbling in blended learning or more than dabbling and have also had involvement with at-risk teens. And so I want to make sure to leave plenty of room for questions, shared experiences, advice, comments, all of that at the end. I would like to start with some background and to let you know what BVSD offers through the Office of Online Learning in regards to alternative settings. There are three main components right now. Number one, Boulder Universal. Number two, BVSD Online. Number three, blended learning out into the brick and mortar schools, which is what we are doing in this class. Boulder Universal is the actual online school that is part of BVSD. In order to become a BU student, you must go through an intake interview, an online readiness assessment, and complete an administrative transfer, just as you would do if you were going to go from Boulder High to Monarch High School. Referrals to BU are generally made through the counseling office or through administration. BU accepts full-time and hybrid students. A full-time student takes a full course load at BU and receives full-time funding for that student. A hybrid student remains at their home high school and is concurrently enrolled at BU. The home school receives the majority of funding for the student, as all resources such as 504s, IEPs, graduation plans, graduation requirements are met. Those all stay at the home school. BU has a very wide array of students, from truancy cases where some students have been to every alternative option in the district and maybe some outside of the district, to high-performing students who need alternative setting due to athletics or, in some cases, anxiety. Most of our students exist on the extremes of the bell curve, but we do have some in the middle. Boulder Universal has just finished up its third year. Starting from scratch, it has grown and changed by leaps and bounds each year. And next year, it looks like the school will be operating as its own entity outside of the Office of Online Learning. Boulder Universal does have a website where you can go for more information, and you can send families and students here as well. The next piece that we have is BVSD Online, a resource for students to access online courses in addition to their full-time class schedule at their home high school. This is a supplemental program that we offer, and students and families pay tuition. Courses are offered during 3 terms: fall, spring, and summer. So this is where all the online summer school goes as well. Through BVSD Online, students can take full courses or credit recovery courses. The full courses is where BVSD students can access the same courses that were created by the BU teachers. These courses are taught by BVSD teachers who have been trained to deliver digital content. Current tuition is $250 per semester. Again, these are for students taking classes outside of their full-time schedule, so outside of their publicly funded day. Credit recovery courses are available to students who have previously earned a D or an F in a class, and I apologize for the 2 typos in this slide. The word courses is missing after credit recovery, and it says and F instead of an F. That was not correct. But we do contract these courses through Aventa. Current tuition during the school year is $50 a semester. If you're on free or reduced lunch, those fees are automatically waived. There is a website that you can go to for BVSD Online as well to see what's going on, and here's where it is. So I put counseling teens in the digital environment because there is a wide array of teens, and a lot of them fit into the same categories at risk as well. My experience is limited to the 1 year in the online world, so I'm going to talk about what works at Boulder Universal, the online high school. First of all, our teachers are incredible. They bring years of experience from many different online settings and have survived numerous LMS changes in BU's infancy. Second, we could not do our jobs as successfully as we have without the mentor position. BU has 2 mentors. Their main job is to build relationships with students, monitor their progress in online courses, and facilitate schedule and graduation plan adjustments based on student need. One of the main differences that we have between brick and mortar and online is that we can monitor exactly how much time a student has spent on a course, a particular unit, a specific assignment. We can also track technology glitches. For example, if a student turns in an assignment but it is blank, often it's because the student did something on their end. Sometimes students will just turn in blank assignments and say, oh, I turned it in, something must have happened. But that's where the teacher or mentor or myself, we can walk the student through exactly what they need to do, and therefore we eliminate that barrier in the future. These pieces are important because their schoolwork is all of a sudden very transparent. There really isn't a lot of guesswork in trying to figure out whether or not they are not performing because they don't understand the material or that they're just not working. Students also submit the majority of their work in writing. Assessments, tests, quizzes, and even discussions. It is not as easy for students to hide in the back of the classroom. And when they write, they tend to be a little bit more vulnerable. As a staff, our senses are heightened since we cannot actually see the students. We look at what do their test scores say, what is their academic history, how many schools have they gone to, what's going on in their family life, what does their writing say. And with all of these pieces, our students end up building a pretty strong bond to the staff due to that innate vulnerability that occurs in online learning. So between the teachers, the mentors, and the characteristics of an online student, there's also a lab that takes counseling on a whole new shape. The lab is an area where we have open hours. It's staffed by tutors, and myself and the mentors rotate in and out of there frequently. So if we need to meet with somebody, we can meet with them there. If they need help academically or if they're having troubles with technology, all of these pieces. I work closely with mentors on any personal and social matters that come up. Since we do have a physical space, again, we can set up meetings with students and parents to address those issues that go much deeper than an email or text, or maybe something came up in a paper that they wrote. And we also do home visits. If a student isn't willing to come to the lab, we can do home visits. In order to deliver regular counseling curriculum, such as academic guidance, college and career planning, personal social growth, ICAPS, I use a website, and this link is on our main Boulder Universal website. And then next year, I'm also very fortunate to have access to Schoology, where I'm going to be delivering all counseling curriculum through an advisory course. Each student will be required to take their appropriate grade level advisory course each year as a BU student. So with these 2 avenues, they have access to all of the necessary information, but especially in the courses, it's set up to hit on some of these topics, and red flags can come up or not come up, and I can answer questions more in depth.